girls are getting ready to puck drop here. Third game of the 3-game set with the St. Louis Blues. First 2 games ended in 1-1 ties. And Culver picks up the puck first with Bosser getting it in deep. Wilson steals off on the board and Bosser goes in to dig it out. Battle there and puck comes out behind the net. Blues get it. They send it back up to Messersmith. She gets a floater on that gets gloved by a Blues D. Blues D comes out with the puck. She sends a pass misfire for icing. Blues pick up the puck, they attack. Blues player comes around the left side. Good support by Birdie to help out the D there. And Lai goes in on the forecheck. Blues looking to break out. They get intercepted by Esmond. Esmond has a little room on the left side. She shoots. Save. And that gets blocked aside behind the net. Lai gets it, she sends it to the middle, gets picked off by the Blues, and just out of the reach of Fischler. No ice. Over regroups and comes through the neutral zone, and Frazier dumps it in on the right side. Frazier pressures and intercepted by Fusoni. Sadiakov and Fusoni. Fusoni with some room, tries to get a shot off, but gets her stick lifted. She protects the puck. She gets sealed off behind the net, and the Blues break out. Gets tipped by the Blues, and they wave off icing. Fischler backhands it up the boards, slides through several players. Sadiakov battling along the board. She pokes it in. Frazier pressures. Blues, they circle back, send it behind their own net. Blues send it up the right side and they dump it in for a line change. One Blues forechecker in fast, so Williams has to move the, oh actually that's Vovis. I'm not sure who that, actually that is Williams. Over pushes the puck out. They gain the neutral zone and push that in. Messersmith defending. Blues player picks it up on the boards. She sends it in deep. Back up to the point. Blues hold that in. And Bosser with some speed around the right side. She sends in. Good shot on net and covered by the Blues. Esmond in to take the face-off. Putnam up to Messersmith. Hits the ref. And Messersmith gains control again. She sends it over to Lai. Lai grabs the puck, dumps it in deep. Hard forecheck by Putnam. Putnam battles along the boards. Tries to get that out to Messersmith, but not enough juice on it. Messersmith, good stick, disrupts the Blues attack. Lai gets the puck. She sends that up to Esmond, and they go for a line change. Blue out defending. Blues chip it by, but supported by Buzinski. Buzinski pressured behind the net. Now Blue supports. Blue, good speed up, just misses her outlet pass, and that is going to go for icing. So girls are in good spirits this morning after two disappointing ties yesterday as they had a 1-0 lead in both late, and Blues were able to capitalize on 6-on-5 chance at the end of both games, but hopefully they pull out a win today. Blues send it in deep. Puck gets caught up in some skates, and now Harris pressures. Blues pick up the puck. That should be offsides, and it is. Sadiakov with the draw just outside the Culver blue line. Blues dump it in deep. Fischler picks up the puck. She wheels back around. Sends that up the middle for Sadiakov, and just out of her reach. Goes for icing. Bossert battles for the faceoff. A couple players go down, and Wilson pokes that out on her knees. Blues calling for some penalties. None given. Fischler picks up the puck. She gets some pressure. She grabs the puck again, takes it up. She passes out to Wilson on the right, who has a little bit of space. Wilson shoots, save by the Blues. Esmond picks up her own draw. She dangles around. She gets that up to the point and held in by Chandler. Good hold there. Lai goes in. Tries to pressure. That puck goes up and out of the zone. Messersmith has some room. She goes around the left side. And Putnam, supporting at the blue line, holds it in out. Now the Blues get it. They clear out. Messersmith with the puck again. Partial fan, and the Blues pick that up. Blues have a chance. They shoot wide right. Esmond circles behind the net. She sends it up the boards. That gets intercepted by the Blues. And now Chandler with the puck. Chandler sends it up the boards. And the Blues intercept, and that gets bounced along the walls, and that gets sent in deep. On net, no ice. Blues try and stretch it to the left side here, but Lou is there. Blues send in a shot wide right. Blues have the puck behind the net. They circle, they look to center, but that trails off of a stick, and that bounces up and out, hits the Blues. Should not be icing. Fusoni, pressure behind the net. Blues D makes a move and sends a pass that goes for icing. Draw to the right of the Blues goalie. That is going to clear out of the zone to the near side. Lou sends it over to Buzinski. Buzinski back to Lou. Lou sends that up the boards. No ice. And Kearney barrels into the corner. That puck comes up along the boards. Culver tries to hold that in, but the Blues do get it out. They attack from the right side. Blues have it behind the net. They bounce it up the wall. Sticks lock, and that is going to be an icing against Culver. 8:23 left in the scoreless first period at the Centene Community Ice Center in St. Louis. Esmond wins the draw. Back to Furch. Furch gets taken out. Esmond in and chips it back around to Fischler, who brings it up to Lai. Lai gets pressured. Pushed back in. Fischler bounces it around the boards to Putnam. Intercepted again. Swings to the other side again. And Esmond clears. This is going to go for no ice. They wave that one off. Not enough effort on the Blues to retrieve that puck, so the ref waved that one off. Furch gets that one over to Esmond. Esmond chips it by her player. Esmond chipping again, still with possession. She drives that back to Fischler. Fischler missed the puck there and sends it back in. Esmond sends that one in deep for a change. And the Blues regain possession. Blues push that puck up the left side. Dumping it in. Comes in. And Williams had to play with her paddle. Puck up to Adi Gozalzada. Along the boards. Blues shot off Williams' chest. Blues again with the puck in the corner. Intercepted by Sidiakov, who works her way up to Harris. Harris loses a handle and comes back up to the Blues. They have player attacking on the left side, defended well by Messersmith. Blues have the puck. They have someone out front. They can't get it to her, so they send it to the right point. Right point dumps it in deep. Blues in the corner. Blues spin off, and they try and center that. Gets pushed aside by Messersmith. Backhand attempt. Puck is still loose, and Williams covers quickly. A few opportunities for the Blues standing out in front of the net. Blues win the face-off back to the right point. They cycle down low. Culver picks it up. Fischler and Furch working behind the net with Bossert. Bossert comes out with the puck. Good breakout to Wilson. Wilson drives it in deep. Blues punch it up the boards. Tap that to right wing, attacking on the right side there. And pushing and shoving in front of the net. Esmond with the draw to the left of Williams. Buzinski, nice light backhand out, Lyon on the forecheck, gets pressured and almost intercepted by, Esmond does retain possession, she dangles by. Oh, yes! Nice goal, nice feed. Good team effort all the way around. Or maybe not a goal, sorry. That was all the Blues parents celebrating the save. I got fooled by our own player who looked like she raised up her arms to celebrate the goal. Well, good play either way. 0-0 still. The Blues goalies have been sharp this weekend. As Culver has had, I think, the better of the opportunities overall. Lai gets that out of the zone, intercepted by St. Louis. Esmond over to Putnam. Putnam gets that taken away, and the Blues circle back behind the net. Up the boards, and gathered by Fischler. Fischler swings through the right side. Nice move across the middle. She looks for some help. She pulls backhand, still with it, and that gets intercepted by the Blues. Blues push up the right side, and Fischler hustles back. Culver regains possession. Putnam's out there on the right side. She dumps it in deep. And Sadiakov drives it in. Blues regain possession, but tipped up, and they push it to the left side. Blues attack on the left wing. Nice move by the winger. She sends it towards the net. That gets paddled by Williams and sent out of the zone by Fischler. Blues attack again left side with some speed. Slap shot. Williams, solid position. Makes a save. Blues hold the puck in. Messersmith behind the net. Messersmith pressures. Blues still with it, cycling behind the net again. Messersmith, good body position, and Culver gains possession. Foster pushes it out, up to Wilson. Wilson one-on-one. Wilson dangles through, just slides off her stick on the left side, and Blues recover. They send that up and out. Regroup to Chandler and Messersmith. Messersmith to Chandler. Chandler pushes the puck up. Miscommunication with Wilson. Blues intercept in their own D zone. They send that up, and that gets intercepted. Esmond dumps that puck in deep. Good move by the Blues defenseman making a rush. That gets blocked by Lai. Esmond with the puck. Esmond behind the net. She's looking up front. Sends that up front, and Blues intercept. That gets good step in by Putnam. And now the Blues do recover. Blues dump it in deep. Williams will settle it for the D. Chandler swings it up the right boards, and that comes out. Putnam working, and that comes out to Lai. Lai picks up the puck on the left side. Lai with some speed, comes around the boards. She gets sealed off, and Blues work it up to the point. Lou holds it in. Blues still working to get it out. That gets intercepted by Putnam. Puck comes over to the Blues D. They send it up. Oh. Almost intercepted by Adi Gozalzada and sent in wide of Williams. Retrieved by Lou. Lou works it over to Buzinski. Buzinski trying to get free, gets held, and no penalty. Blues Culver dumps it in, and Blues retrieve behind the net. Blues, they try that stretch pass again, but Culver's there. Furch over to Fischler, back up the boards and out to neutral. Blues get pinched off, and now Fischler with some space and room. She comes across, and they call offsides even though Fischler never went across the blue line. I don't think, but faceoff's going to be just outside the Blues blue line. Bosser tries to gain the puck. Blues parents still calling for more penalties. Kearney tries to clear, and that comes up and out. Bosser in pursuit. Blues reverse it back. They take a look, and they send it through the middle, intercepted by Fischler. Fischler Sends that over. Bosser backhands that in. Verge slips at the blue line trying to get it in, but she does get that one in deep. Puck comes along the boards. Blues break out. Blues player dumps it in, and Fischler gets the puck but runs out of time. End of the first period. 0-0 score.
You can use this chair, sir.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, thanks.
Shots on the board look like it's 8-5 in favor of Culver. Oh no, it says 8-5 in favor of St. Louis. All right, 8-5 St. Louis. '19s are here early, watching the 16s. They follow immediately after this game. Start of the second period, Esmond's lines out. Esmond dumps it in deep. Forward check by Lai. Blues have to reverse and they come out to the left side. Oh. Send a dangerous pass across the middle that we could not intercept. Blues come in on the left. They drive it in low. Messersmith with the puck. She scans. She pushes it up to Putnam. That one gets intercepted and blocked aside by Williams. Putnam tries to send it across. That gets blocked, and Messersmith now with the puck. Messersmith and Lai both taken out by the same player. Esmond, she dumps that in deep, and they go for a change. Blues regroup behind the net. Defense comes through the neutral zone. Still with the puck. Sends in a shot on Williams. Sadiakov wins the draw over to Frazier. Frazier on the right, chips it by Infusoni and Frazier in on the puck. Lou pinches in deep. Blues try and get it out, and they do. Over to Sadiakov. Sadiakov sends that up the boards to Frazier again. Frazier sends that in, and Blues off to retrieve. Sadiakov gets pressured. She gets that up the boards, and the Blues intercept again. They send that across the middle. Off of a skate. Lou with pressure, and Lou clears that one out. Blues retrieve through the neutral zone. They stretch to the right, and that gets tipped in. No icing. Guzinski has the puck. She sends that up to Kearney. Kearney dumps the puck in deep. Puck gets intercepted by Adigo Zalzada. Kearney in. Kearney backhand sends that up front. Shot. Goes wide. Nice play. Good chance for Bossert there. Kearney, she digs that out to the right point. Right point, shot, save. Glove save. Good work behind the net to dig that out and get that puck to the front to Bossert, who just missed wide right. Esmond wins it to Putnam, over to Fischler, from the point, Fischler looks up, dumps it down low to Esmond. Esmond sends it up front, no one up front though. And the Blues push that puck back out. Fischler retrieves, has some pressure. Double team, but Esmond gets the puck. She chips that up. The Blues retrieve, that gets intercepted. Lai dumps it in low. Putnam digging for the puck. Lai circles out of the corner. She sends in a shot that gets deflected and gloved by a Blues player who outlets out to the right side. Blues player chips it by. Furch defends behind the net. Helped out by Esmond. Blues recover along the boards. They send it up to the point. And they misfire. And Esmond recovers. Esmond tries to dangle through two players and now has to dump it down low and goes for the change. Blues regain possession. Attack through the right side. They circle. Fire wide right. Chandler picks up the puck. She backhands up the boards. Blues intercept. They send it to the high slot. Shot blocked. Blues recover on the right. They send the shot wide left. And the Blues still have possession around. They strike and cycle down low. They go for the give and go to the middle, but that gets picked off by Sadiakov. Sadiakov pushes the puck. She sends it up to Adigo Zalzada. That's going to go for an ice. So some good chances for both sides. Nothing on net, so no extra shots recorded in this second period. 11:24 left in the second. Bossert wins the draw back. Chandler double team. Bossert comes and helps dig that one out. She looks right. She tries to hit Wilson. Wilson hustling. Good pressure. Messersmith battling in the corner. And that gets dug out to the point. Point shot right. And gloved by the Blues player. Point shot, I think, from Kearney, who was covering the right point for Messersmith. Bossert takes the draw again. Blues win the puck, but they don't connect behind the net, and that goes back to the Blues, who get that one intercepted by Bossert. Bossert battling behind the Blues net with Kearney. Messersmith steps up, and that gets held in by Messersmith. Now that's going to come out. Chandler picks that one up, and she regroups to Wilson. Wilson tries to hit Bossert. Comes up to Messersmith, who has to pull up to get on sides, and she dumps it in down low. Lai in on the forecheck. Blues work their way around the right side, and Buzinski swings it to Liu. Liu sends it in deep again. Blues goalie plays it behind her own net. Esmond gathers the puck. Esmond battling. Lai in there. And the Blues try and clear. It does clear just outside their blue line. Someone trying to find it. Liu gets it over to Buzinski. Buzinski pushes the puck. She sends it in on net, and the Blues goalie has to cover. Sadiakov with the draw. Sadiakov wins it. She sends it down low to Frazier. Fusoni and Frazier in the corner. Frazier pushing and leaning. Puck is just buried in there, and no one looks like they want to move. Blues finally dig that one out, and they come out 2-on-3. They chip that in low, and we have our first penalty of the game against that's going to go against Culver. Sadiakov goes to the box for a holding. Culver has their first PK of the day. 9:01 left in the second period. So now Furch and Fischler, Kearney and Bossert. Blues win the puck, but no one there. And Kearney has an opportunity here. Shot, save, no rebound as the Blues goalie covers. So Bossert driving the net hard with Kearney. Not sure what that setup is with no point there for the Blues. Face off in the blue zone. Bossert wins it to Kearney. Kearney trying to work her way in. Kearney still with the puck in the corner, surrounded by three Blues. She sends it in deep, and now Bossert chases to the corner. Bossert digs around. Bossert tries to tie up, and finally the Blues do recover the puck, and they send it up the right side. Blues come in. Blues do dangle through, and Culver does recover and clear. Got a broken stick around the ice. Blues break out on the right side. Blues send it in deep. They gain possession. Settle down to set up. Blues have it on the right. Shot, glove, Williams. <clears throat> 16 seconds left on this PK. Esmond, Lai, Fischler, and Messersmith out. Actually, Seekins, Messersmith. Blues work it down low. Blues circle at the top. They shoot, rebound. Good save, Williams. So that camera wasn't quite centered on that, but Blues player took the shot on the left side, and Rebound came out. Scramble in front. Williams jumped on it. Esmond wins the faceoff. She tries to work it up the boards, but the Blues do hold it in. Blues work around to the right side. They drop it down low. We are now even strength. Sounds like a poster crossbar. Back even. Puck's in the high slot. Digging out. Blues get the puck. Shoot. Deflected. Wide left. Blues pick it up. Good pressure there by Esmond. She works to clear. That gets sent in down low. Messersmith. Eyes up and Blues get the shot. Blocker save. Comes back around to Lai. Lai works that puck over to Messersmith, who flings that out of the zone for an ice. Eagles needed to get their feet moving after going to even strength. Sadiakov with the faceoff comes back to the point. And Buzinski picks up the puck. She works it back to Lou. Lou over to Sadiakov. That gets tipped, but over to Adi Galzazada. Adi Galzazada gets a shot on. That gets blocked. Over to Harris. Harris back up to Sadiakov. Sadiakov's shot off of Blues shin guard, and Blues break out. Blues come in. Dumped in low. Buzinski swings it up to Harris. Harris over to Sadiakov. Sadiakov protects the puck, comes through the zone. Dangles around the outside, pushes in, and shot. Saved by the Blues goalie. Bosser takes the face-off, wins back to Fischler. Puck works around to Furch. Furch holds it in to Kearney. Kearney sends it in across the slot. Goes untouched. Blues pick it up through the neutral zone. They come in 2-on-2. They drive wide and around the behind the net. Blues still retaining the puck. Still circling. Works it over to the left point. The left point gets that shot blocked, but held in by the Blues. Furch sends that up the right side, gets intercepted. Bosser chips it around to Kearney. That goes up and out of play. Esmond wins it back to Chandler. Chandler goes up the boards over to Esmond. Esmond gets it to Putnam. Putnam has the puck. She drives it down low. Puck bouncing around. Blues pick it up behind the net. They outlet, and that gets tipped but out of the zone. Putnam dumps it in deep. Putnam again. Sends it in on net. Bounces behind the net. Lyon on the forecheck. St. Louis under pressure here. Culver working to gain possession. Esmond and Putnam along the boards. And that works out to Lai. Lai with the puck. She sends it to the slot area. That gets picked off and held in by Chandler. Chandler gets hit from behind. And Esmond gets taken out. Messersmith wins her battle. She sends that up the boards to Putnam. Blues get the puck. They send it up the right side, and that gets dumped in deep. Blues player all alone. Sends that right across the slot. Doesn't touch anybody. And Sadiakov gains possession. Sadiakov pushes it up with Fusoni trailing. Sadiakov with the puck. Shot. Save. Three minutes left in the second period. Scoreless game. Shots about even now. Blues 11, Culver 10. Very defensive series all weekend. Puck up to Buzinski. Buzinski over to Lou. Lou shot wide right. Blues chip that up along the boards. That's taken by the Blues over to the left side, and now Blues have a little bit of room on the left, but good recovery by Lou. Blues send that up to the left point, sent down low again. Blues still have it. They circle behind the net. Blues player sends it in. Save, and Williams covers. The Blues circled behind the net and came right in on Williams and had a couple rebounds, but covered. Face off to the right of Williams. Gets won by Culver. Bosser over to Fischler. Fischler sees some room on the left. She gets sealed off. Dumps it down low, and it's going to be an icing. Bosser wins it behind, but the Blues pick it up. Blues work it to the right point. They send that in deep to the right side. All on the boards, Blues have it. Gets swallowed up before a shot. That shot by the Blues blocked by themselves. Big penalty there. Pushing and shoving after the play. And trying to see who got hit into the boards there. It looks like that was Fischler. Yep. Fischler looks okay, stays out for the power play. First Culver power play of the day. Worked up to Lou. Lou looking at the top. She finds Fischler. Fischler shoots. Rebound. Score! Culver Eagles get on the board with 1:38 left. Scoring about 15 seconds into the power play. Shot by Fischler. From the point, I don't know if that went in on its own or if any of the forwards poked it in, but regardless, Culver is on the board up 1-0. capitalize on their first power play. Esmond with the steal, has some numbers if they hurry. Esmond shoots, save, lose, and the puck goes up and out of play. Good quick opportunity. Quick counterattack after that steal.
Did they just score?
Yeah.
I just heard it when I was walking. Did they score?
I don't know. Fisher took it from the point. I don't know if she scored or if one scored faster than it happened. Because it looked like it was bounced around, but Fisher went through the line first. But I don't know. Puck back up to the point. Shot. Nice shot on net. Rebound. Blues take it out on the right. Blues attack through the right side, and they dump it down low. Swings around to Lou. Lou pokes it out. St. Louis regroups, lie in on the forecheck. Blues send it in for an icing.
Who scored the other? Yesterday. Who scored the other two goals?
Chandler scored in game 2, and I think game 1. Bossert wins the face-off. Puck trickles too slowly to Lou for her to step up and get it. Now Lou recovers, and we're going to get another penalty now. It's going to be Wilson to the box, and Culver will go on the PK. Culver wins the face-off. Lou, nice hard clear out. Kearney and Bossert on the PK. Kearney circles. Bossert goes for the intercept. Just misses, and the Blues regroup. Blues get the puck over on the left side. Easy save by Williams. Buzinski chips it over to Lou. That comes out to the top.
Nice.
Blues shoot again. Blocked. Blues have it on the right side. They send it cross backdoor. Shot. And that puck's bounced around, comes across, goes behind the net, and time runs out in the second period. So a familiar scene. Culver takes a 1-0 lead into the third period. 44 seconds left on the penalty to Wilson. Shots are 13-12 in favor of St. Louis, and we'll be back after the ice cut.
Oh,
penalty box.
it's like,
I
they shouldn't
why am
have
I
a 15.
blanking here? Yeah.
Back for the start of the third period. Culver with a 1-0 lead.
He's like ready to
And
go.
Fischler picks it up.
Fucking undies.
Still on the PK now. Carryover from the second. 36 seconds left in this PK. Blues get the puck. Blues send it hard up the left side. That gets tipped, and Fischler back to retrieve. Fischler sends it, and Esmond sends it all the way down. That should do it for most of this PK. 12 seconds left. Lie in on the forecheck. That's gets sent softly over the Blues on the left. They send that back to the right, and that should do it. Lyon on the forecheck again. And that gets deflected. Wilson was out of the box but didn't realize it, and Williams covers.
Did she miss coming out of the box?
She didn't come out.
Yeah, I didn't.
It was like 10 seconds. I hadn't seen that before.
Even shots on the goal. Just Williams.
Yeah. Bossert tries to get the puck up to Harris. Harris with the puck. She sends that back in, down to Lou. Lou over to Buzinski, back to Lou. Lou over to Harris. Harris tries to get that out. Held just in by the Blues. And now it's out. Buzinski with the puck. She circles back to Lou. Lou works it up to Harris again. That gets tipped and no icing. Blues wheel it around the boards. Good back check by Bossert. Comes back over to Harris. Harris off her skate up to Bossert and dumped in low. Blues regroup. Sadiakov picks the puck up. She cycles down low. And the Blues will break out. Blues still coming through the neutral zone. They pull up in the far left corner. They work on Messersmith and Sadiakov. That gets sent across the slot. Sent deep in by the Blues. Circles back up around. Now Messersmith pushes it up to Sadiakov. Sadiakov tries the backhand. That gets deflected back. And now the Blues have it. Blues push it to the center. Fischler blocks the shot. Comes in on Williams and she covers. Esmond wins the puck back to Furch. Furch to Fischler. Esmond along the boards with Putnam. Blues have it. They get pinned up against the wall. And now Furch over to Lai. Lai to Esmond. Esmond chips that up and over. Good bounce for us. And they call tripping against the Blues, so the Eagles will have another power play. Number 13 on the Blues goes to the box for tripping. Eagles with a power play with 12:43 left here in the third period, holding a 1-0 lead. Esmond with the draw, but the Blues win it behind their own net, and they try and clear. Messersmith, good steal. Lai gets the puck. She works her way out. She has the puck, works it down to Esmond. Esmond up front. Lai circles it back around. Lai sends that up to Lou. Lou over to Fischler. Fischler rolls off of her stick. She gains possession back to Lou. Lou looks back to Fischler, but just out of her reach. And then the Blues try and clear. Fischler holds it in. Fischler sends it across the Lai, but the puck gets out, and the Blues have a 2-on-1 if they hurry, but they dump it in deep. Lou retrieves. Lou skates the puck up. Lou has plenty of room. She comes in, shot wide left. Esmond can't quite hold it in and sends it in offside. 34 seconds left on the power play. Bossert takes the draw outside of the Blues blue line. And Kearney picks it up. They swing that over to Furch. Furch gets it. She dumps it in deep. Blues try and clear, but Bossert intercepts. Looking to set up over to Furch. Furch gets it. She swings it. Back to Buzinski. Over to Bossert. Slap shot in on net. Furch holds it in on the right point. Furch sends it low. Kearney with the puck. She sends it across the slot. That gets held in. Furch with the puck down to Kearney. Kearney sends that up, and the Blues player intercepts. And the Blues will come in. Even strength now. Blues regroup. They come across. Oh, intercept, but Bossert had to hold on to wait for an onside. Bossert still with the puck. Bossert tries to send it across to Fusoni. Seekins over to Furch. Blues pick it up. Blues player comes in 1-on-3. They pick it back up. Shot. Save Williams. Face-off win back to Messersmith. Messersmith up to Harris. Harris tries to break out across the middle. Now Messersmith regroups in her own zone. She sends it up. That goes off of a Blues skate and out. Blues regroup in the neutral zone. They send it in deep on sides. Seekins back to Messersmith. Messersmith touches it behind her own net. Blues regain. Now battle behind the net and comes up to Seekins. Seekins over to Harris. Back to Seekins. Back to the corner. Over to Messersmith. Messersmith gets that out of the zone. Blues regroup. Blues come in through the left side and they dump it in deep. Fischler swings that back to Seekins. Seekins up to Harris. Harris touches it up to the center ice. The Blues regroup. They bounce it off themselves. But Culver was in a line change. Fischler reverses back to Putnam. Putnam tries to get that out. Blues dump that back in. Fischler comes around her own net. Fischler with some speed through the neutral zone. Fischler dumps that in deep. Esmond digging behind the net. Lou gets the puck. She has a little room on the right side. shot deflected off of Shingard. Birdie comes back with the puck, and Blues will get the puck. Lying on the back check. Putnam tries to swing it up the boards. Esmond with the puck, and the Blues drop it down low. Furch over to Lai. Lai tries to get to Esmond. Blues have an opportunity. Williams save. Blues circle back around. Shot. Oh, beautiful glove save that I missed there. The hard shot going to the upper right corner. Williams with a calm glove save. 7:47 remaining in the third. Puck comes up to Kearney. Kearney gets it out. And Bosser with the puck drives behind the net. Looks for the wrap. Comes in on the Blues goalie. That should be a penalty, but they're not calling it. Chandler drives it in deep. Bossard in on the forecheck. Blues reverse. Kearney in. Bossard gets it. Shoots. Blocked. Up to Messersmith. Messersmith sends it in. Blocked. And the Blues break out. Blues come across the center. They shoot. That's deflected. Up to Wilson. Wilson gets that taken away, and the Blues dump it in low. Fischler looking to skate. Fischler gets it in deep. Busoni battles along the boards. Sadiakov pressures. Frazier battles on the boards with Sadiakov. Frazier still working the puck. Now the Blues do pick it up along behind the net. Fusoni pressures. A step in by not sure who. That was Furch. Intercept. Good intercept by Frazier. Fusoni battling behind the net. She works that cycle back to Frazier. Up to Sadiakov. Shot. Save. Good work by that line. Hard work and shift. Frazier, Sadiakov, and Fusoni. Hard work paid off with a good pass to the soft spot where Sadiakov was sitting. Esmond pushes that in on net. We'll redo the face-off. Esmond comes up to Buzinski. Back into Esmond. Esmond gets double team. Lai in. She works that back to Esmond. Esmond has Birdie in front. And Blues regain possession. Lai with the puck. Has some speed around the right side. Has room. Shot. Save. Held in by Buzinski. Down low. Good pressure. Putnam with the puck. Lou gets it. Actually, Lai gets it. Dumps it down low. Goes for the change, and Blues look to break out. Intercepted by Lou. Lou looking, tries to find Esmond in front, and the Blues now have it. Blues have numbers if they hurry. But Kearney gets back, and puck gets swung all the way behind the Culver net. Lou stretches to Putnam. Putnam goes in. Shot. Save. Good opportunity there. Good bounce for Culver into the slot area. 4:41 left in the third. Culver holding a 1-0 lead. Back up to Messersmith. Messersmith swings it over to Seekins. Seekins reverses back to Kearney. Kearney working through the neutral zone. She gets that in deep. Kearney back to Wilson. Wilson looking to shoot. That gets blocked by the Blues and sent out to mid-ice. Seekins dumps it in deep. Seekins going in hard on the forecheck. Now Kearney goes in, and the Blues look to break out again. Back up to Messersmith. Messersmith dumps it in, and the Blues glove that. Blues trying to gain possession through the neutral zone. Wilson gets it, and now Bosser has some room. Bosser 1-on-3. Bosser goes wide right. Shot. Save. Good shot. Sadiakov with the draw. Blues try and send it out, and Fischler keeps it in. Harris with the puck. She sends it to Sadiakov. Sadiakov with some room. Shot. Save. Blues win the face-off. They bank it up the boards. Harris holds that one in. Out he goes Alzada. Pressure's behind the net, but the Blues break out. Blues across the blue line. They circle. Shot. Oh! Blues had a wide open net, but fanned. Shot goes in again. Blues working behind. Out he goes Alzada with the puck. She works it over to Harris. Blues intercept, held up along the blue line. Now they pick it up. Good stick there by Esmond. Blues hold it in just at the blue line. Esmond clears out, and the Blues have to regroup. Esmond picks up the puck. Esmond works her way along the boards, and that gets sent in deep to Fischler. Fischler reverses back to Putnam. Putnam up to Esmond. Lai pressuring along the boards. Esmond with the puck. She sends that up to Lou. Blues work it up the right side. Lou holds it in. Lai puts it in deep. 2:05 left in the third. Blues look to stretch wide right. They misfire. Lou gathers the puck. She sends that in deep off of the Blues player. In deep. Kearney in. Pressure. Bosser pressuring. Blues work it up the boards. And the Blues almost get a break, but Lou sends it back in deep. That might go for an ice. Yep. Blues pull their goalie, 1:35 left. See if we can survive this one. Empty net, 6-on-5. Blues win the puck back to the point. They work it over to the right side. Blues come over to the, still working it along the right side, now to the top. They send it in, blocked, and sent back to the left point. Blues work it along. Shot, save, Williams. And the Blues send it in deep. Puck comes up along the boards here. Blues have it behind the net. They try and center. Still have it at the top of the circles. They try and send that one across. They don't connect, but Blues with possession. They send that across to the front. Battle along the corners. And Lou with the puck. Blues still have the puck. Still loose. Still loose. Lou working along the boards here. Loose with the puck. They swing it up to the right side. Kearney blocks that shot with her skate. Lou with the puck. Blues have an opportunity across the slot. They send it to the right. Shot. High corner. Push out. Blues with another shot blocked. Bosser with the puck. She sends it hard down the ice. And that's going to do it. Finally, hold on to the 1-0 win. Culver gets the win in Game 3. Hold on with a 1-0 victory. Shots end up 20-19 in favor of Culver.
What? We think Abigail.
So, tight defensive series all weekend. 5 total goals scored. And the Eagles come out with a 1-0-2 weekend. Thanks for watching. 19U's up next.